Welcome, friends. Welcome. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Welcome to episode 16 of the third season. I don't know, I had a couple intros planned, some things I was going to throw out there. I hear a cat, though. I really just want to, take that cat and, pick it up and put it somewhere. Look, Amore has been losing her mind for the last 2 days. Let me tell you something. It's been non-stop thunderstorms here. Amore cannot handle thunderstorms. I should have done the Amore joke intro. I really should have.
That's Amore.
No. Look at this cat. This is a cat that wants to be picked up. That's so fluffy.
She's actually been missing, and I just found her, and she's covered in cobwebs and mud.
Well, it's still a super photogenic cat, and
Maybe you can see that.
Will sit
cobwebs.
still for a significant amount of times, which automatically beats Amore. I mean, I still have that clip of Amore. The only time she's ever sat still is when she climbed up on my wizard hat and then rode the hat down on my face.
So she got
Sounds intentional.
She's under our house, so I went to go and get her because I saw her, and she wouldn't come to me. She just meowed at me to come and get her. All the way to the house.
That sounds like a cat.
Yeah.
All right. What do I have to say? Well, if you haven't been following along with it, New Game Plus is now the longest running D&D game of original content I've ever run, now that it's reached 25 episodes and is still broadcasting. I mean, I used to have 50, 60, 70 episode long Pathfinder games, but those were all Adventure Pass, and everything was pre-decided, and that was just when my channel was starting out. It's been 4 years since I've run one of those. That's how I met SidAlpha. I don't know why I said that really hostilely. What else I got?
Because I tend to be the bane of everyone's existence. That's just life.
I don't know that you've done anything particularly shitty lately, but I'm sure you'll bring something up and I'll be like, oh, Sid.
No, I've been a pretty good boy.
That makes me really suspicious immediately. If you just said it was an average week, I would have believed you, but now I'm certain you've done something.
Well, I've done lots of things at the day job.
Total War 3 Kingdoms is out. I've got 8 hours of playtime in that. Now, there was a time in my life where I would have had 8 hours of playtime on launch day. I really like this game. I like it a lot. And let me tell you something, all right? I see everybody's like, oh, you need to go marry this Sun Ren girl. Sun Ren, she'll give you all the great land. She's a good character. I'm like, you know what? Fuck that shit. There's this chick over here named the Bandit Queen, all right? She's fucking amazing, man. I watch her army roll AI style across the fucking battle map, and everyone's just like, all right, I'm gonna crush the Bandit Queen. Oh, fuck, I'm dead. And I'm like, oh, shit, did the Bandit Queen just crush that dude? And another person steps up and is like, all right, the Bandit Queen's super weak right now. Huh, I will destroy the... Oh, no, I'm dead, too. And I'm like, oh, shit, she's just fucking rolling everybody. There's this river, and she owns everything up and down the river. And I'm like, god damn, go, girl. All right, so Sun Ren, I don't know Sun Ren. I don't know this lady. I know, I think her name's Zhang Long, the Bandit Queen. That's it, right there. That's all I'm saying. The other thing I'm saying is fuck Yuan Shao, okay? I'm gonna fucking stake this guy in the sun and set him on fire. I hate him. I hate him. Apparently the AI accurately recreates his behavior in China, which is why I hate him. Everywhere I go, he takes everything that I want. The instant I'm about to get it. If there was a cookie jar and I was gonna go reach in and get a cookie, he'd fucking steal the cookie jar while my hand is in it. And then he'd be like, oh, sorry about that cookie jar thing. Wanna be best friends still? It's me, Yuan Shao. Fuck Yuan Shao, motherfuckers. One of these days, I'm going to desolate everything he owns. I'm going to set the whole of China on fire to destroy Yan Xiao. That's all I'm saying. He's the most irritating AI I've ever faced in my entire life. I didn't get to play a single minute of Three Kingdoms today. It's all I thought about. I managed to
I
just...
haven't even installed it yet.
I just barely managed to get this Battletech thing set up before I had to go make dinner. It's fucking busy ass day. I had to invent a domain for 5e. I had to do the post write up for On the Tabletop and then plan for next week. Speaking of which, Cotton over here. Oh, God damn it. Over here. Now I gotta be in front of it. Yeah, okay, here we go. Cotton over here is joining the On the Tabletop cast next week. There we go. That's what I got. But I want to write down all my thoughts about everything that's happened on the tabletop so far, so that when we return to the D&D campaign, I'm not just like, oh, fuck, what were we doing? I need to be able to be like, this is what you're doing. Because everybody's going to be like, why did we show up in Blington Stone? I don't remember why we spent 3 weeks traveling here and 8 episodes. Oh, no!
I was going to say, either she's really good at not blinking, or she's frozen.
I think Cotton's the first person in the camera order, too, so we're going to have to do a shuffle.
Yeah, she is.
All right, well, I'm SidAlpha now, so...
It's probably Pondo's fault. I bet he tripped over her cord or something like that. I was going to say, he didn't have his headphones on, so he didn't hear me. But he does have headphones in.
No, I heard you. I'll be right back.
I'm pretty sure there's a cat behind Rad at some point.
Oh, there is. She just jumped up here.
Okay, all right. All right, well, the intros have devolved into total chaos, but that's pretty much just normal around these parts. What else do I got to complain about? Everything sucks. That's what I gotta say.
It's one of my favorite Real Big Fish songs.
Is that? I don't know what that is.
No, nobody? Somebody out there got it. Somebody.
I got it.
One of my fellow 90s ska people. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh God, ska. All right, I guess I'll wrap up my complaints by saying if you haven't seen Starlight Brigade yet, you need to just go ahead and Google Starlight Brigade because it's really good. I don't know. I've watched it like 12 times in the last 24 hours.
I don't know what that is. What is that, Arthur? Is that
That's
an
the thing
anime?
that I sent you with the.
Oh, that's what you sent me.
The robot with the drum set and.
That's a show.
It's a music video.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep watching it over and over again.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking rad as hell, man.
It is really cool.
Every time I see giant hat Virgil Levenger, I'm like, yeah, that's the guy that shows up to be your bro. And then I see robot drum set, and I'm like, this is something that fucking Raddosaurus would have created right here. A robot that flies spaceships with drum set.
Hell yeah.
It's mostly because of his big smile, and also he looks like some of the Lord Tithus work that you guys did. All right, let's talk about the camera orders. Everyone needs to turn off their cameras except for Cotton's cat. And then it's Sid, Pondo, Rad.
Ouch.
Magic. We made it fucking happen. We got this, guys. You guys... Who was broadcasting back then? Was it just Sid? Back when we used to use, like, Skype. And OBS didn't have the ability to crop cameras manually. You had to fucking, like, increment it. Oh, it was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. We've come so far. We've come so far. I don't even know where I'm at right now. Rad, how's it going? You look like you're doing something else, so.
It's going good. It's going good. I'm just reading. I'm reading what other homebrews for a time domain for 5e clerics, just to get some ideas. Because I think it's a cool idea. I'm good. I've had a good week. Weather has been very moderate here in Houston, Texas, which means hot and humid because that's normal for this time of year. My kids are out of school, so I spent all week chasing children. They go to zoo camp next week, so that'll be cool. That'll be fun. My wife starts teaching at the zoo next week as well. The job search continues, so I've put in several more applications, and I'm just now getting desperate enough to where I'm probably going to begin applying for teaching jobs again here next week, which is my absolute worst nightmare. completely 100% soul crushing to imagine myself back in the classroom, but I also don't want to live in a cardboard box. So pros and cons, I suppose. Other than that, I don't know, not a lot. I got military stuff coming up here next weekend, so I've been for the last 2 months. I've been on my road to physical recovery as far as my fitness goes. So that's going. It's going well, not as well as I would like because I have a hard time with dietary discipline. But exercise-wise, it's going great. It's the other half of the equation that I don't usually stay very dedicated to. And what else? I feel like there was something happened. I gave my wife a hard time about something, and I told her specifically I was going to mention it on the show. But now I don't remember
Everything
what it was.
you're saying is a mistake.
I don't remember what it was.
Well, technically, you did mention it.
I told her something. I don't remember what it was, and she scoffed at me. And I was like, "I'm going to tell people you scoffed at me." But now I don't remember. It was probably something stupid that I said anyway. So
Yeah, it does sound like she's probably in the right about this one.
yeah, that's a
Not
safe
even
bet.
knowing what it was about.
Safe bet. Safe bet. She'd like you because you said that. I'm annoyed that my TV is on behind me, but I also don't want to get up and turn it off. So it's just I'll turn it off at the break, I guess. What else? I'm excited.
You're nicely backlit.
Yeah, it's nice, right? It's atmospheric. I will just say that. I've heard that. Oh, wait. I was gonna say I've heard that Aladdin was really good, but then I remembered that I just heard that from Dave, so I don't know how credible of a source that is.
Oh, did you watch the intro to the latest New Game Plus?
Okay. Yeah, I got through some of the intro, and that was about all I was.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dave is also the only person I heard that said that.
But I don't know that I'll get to the theaters to see Aladdin, to be honest, but I will watch it at some point in its life. I liked Aladdin a lot, the cartoon, so we'll see. What else? Not a lot else going on, really. Just been chasing kids around.
I mean, let me ask you a question.
Taking them all the places they go.
Rad, is it true that Prince Aladdin is as strong as 10 regular men? That's what I heard.
It's not true.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel very disappointed.
That is genie propaganda. That's all that is.
It's fake news.
It's fake news. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I won't drag it out. That's it. That's all I got for now.
Yes, meow.
Yes,
Yeah.
meow. Meow as well.
All right, Cotton seems like she's eating, so I'm gonna go hop over to her then. You good? I don't know, maybe you're swallowing? Hard to tell.
My Zoom was freaking out, so I was waiting for it to stop glitching so I could hit unmute.
Okay.
Hi.
Howdy.
Hi.
I crawled underneath the trailer earlier, so if you see cobwebs in my hair, they're there. I try to, wash all the mud off, so if you see any mud, then sorry.
Can't see any of that, but I'm looking at you guys on a box
really
that's
hard
like
to make sure it fall off my arms.
physically the box is this big on my second monitor. I would have to look all the way over here to see you guys at full size.
But I got my cat back, so that's good.
Yeah. Has anything else happened to you in the last week? Maybe some more cats disappearing, kidnapped by aliens, something was set on fire.
I had a couple doctor's appointments, but that's about it. Nothing super exciting happened again, so.
I think in this time, for most people, I would say not having a super exciting weekend so great, but for you, I think we'll be fine. Your super exciting stuff tends to worry me in deep ways. Got anything else? Nothing? No?
Not that I can think of, just finding my cat.
All right. I heard maybe the greatest warlock in history, Karatina, might be coming back. Some have said maybe she's not the greatest warlock in history. Some have said that belongs to Miss Maleficent. I can't tell because I'm both of those characters. And if only I had a really good follow-up for this to throw to Pondo, but I don't. So Pondo, I'm just going to throw it to you. I wish I had a good follow-up thing, though.
That's fine. No, yeah, I've
You're like a cowboy Dr. Evil right now.
yeah, that's what I was going for. This cat's requiring a lot of attention. She's been away for...
Yeah, probably stressed out, hiding underneath the trailer.
Yeah. I'm now covered in hair. No, I just been work and waiting for the exciting things that Cotton's been through. And still playing. I've come to the realization that I should not play Fallout as much as I do.
You're gonna play Skyrim instead, or are you just kicking the whole genre?
I need to like take a break from it, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Total
Probably
War
actual-
3 Kingdoms.
I'm sure there's
I
a
mean,
Fallout mod.
I
for
don't want to pay $60 for it, so
Okay, all right.
I actually want to play the Warhammer Total Wars. That one's I'm more intrigued with, just because of the fantasy genre of it. That I've been like watching a whole bunch of Warhammer 40K and Age of Sigmar, stuff like that.
Okay, interesting.
Just try to get an idea what I'll be doing for the 40K campaign.
That's true. That's the thing that you're in.
I have no idea what it's going to be like. I'm going to be someone's going to have to learn the lore along the way.
Excellent, because I also don't know what it's going to be like.
That's not okay. It's going to end up as like James is going to be the stereotypical. He's the GM. He's the
So,
host now.
look, here's the thing. James and Atomic are talking daily, planning their characters already. I'm like,
Really?
Sid, Rad, take a look at the fucking rule book. Maybe pick a faction at some point. Just gonna check in daily, see if anything's changed. Nope. And then James and Atomic are over in a corner just like, Space Marines, bitches. I'm a Space Marine so hard. Man, I'm thinking of going Chaos, but maybe not. All right, so let me look at the knife selection. Okay, here we go.
I think if anything, I'll be an Inquisitor.
So a tier 2 won't let you be a Inquisitor, but you can definitely be someone who's working towards becoming one. Like an inquisitorial agent.
That would work for me as well. I'll have to look through it. I haven't had
Yeah,
a chance to look
you
through
could
it.
just buy a flamethrower and set someone on fire with it. That's kind of what Inquisitors do. If you don't play a Psyker, then James is going to play a Psyker. So if you want to be a weird mind sorcerer,
that honestly doesn't interest me that much.
then just let him know so he can pre-build a whole character already.
Okay, I'll let him know.
He can't wait because he knows that I don't know the Psyker rules that well. So it's just going to be like Battletech. I'm going to be like, all right, I move here. And he's going to be like, well, your SRM carrier can't see me. So I'm going to use Mind of the Void and cast it into exile. Then I'm going to triple cast Fireball. And if I fail any of these rolls, everyone in the area dies. Here I go. That's how I assume the first combat action is going to be with James.
I imagine so.
Got anything else going on, Pondo?
Not much at the moment. Kind of just mostly been fiddling here and there. And getting upset when I die in Fallout 4 and then go back quite a little ways. Mostly being inconvenienced. Because I forgot to quick save and yeah. Because a lot of things that can suddenly just instant kill me. Like there's one robot that has this weird Cyclops eye beam that can shoot at you from across the map and instantly kill you.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea how I could stop it.
There are several nuclear weapons
Yes, actually, frag grenades are very overpowered in that game. So when I get a chance, if something is being a pain in the ass, I'll just chuck a whole bunch of frag grenades into it, hope to die. I haven't used the Fat Man yet, or is it Fat Boy? No, it's Fat Man, where it flings the mini nukes. I've been kind of withholding that, saving the ammo. So, you know, whenever I get to like the final boss, I'll just fling mini nukes at him, be like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, there's not really a final boss, and I saved it all the way till the post-end game and used it immediately. I didn't realize that it's an arc weapon, so I was pointing it directly at the person I wanted to shoot at, and the nukes traveled like 3 inches out of the barrel and then immediately fell directly in front of me. And despite having the best armor in the game, I was instantly immolated by having a nuclear weapon strike my foot.
Yeah.
So aim very high and arc that shit.
Yeah, another thing that gets me on occasion is the super mutants that carry a mini nuke like a football and just slam right in front of you.
Now this is where you use Warhammer 40k technology, my friend. You need a laser rifle with incredible high speed and the ability to surgically hit them in the head over and over again until they stop moving.
It's the I mean, you can just shoot their arm and it'll blow it up instantly.
Sure. Or you could shoot them in the head and they'll be dead.
If I shoot them in the arm, the thing blows up and they'll also be dead. Along with everything else is near it.
Sometimes things that you want to keep alive are near it, and also everyone's equipment.
I mean, if the people that I want to keep alive are usually near me, so if I'm near the people I want to keep alive, then it's probably I'm dead.
Okay. All right.
APY.
I mean, you just said you wanted it. We literally had a conversation. It went like this. I can't keep playing this game. I'd like to play another game. And I'm like, okay. And then you're like, why? Well, Pondo, this is what we call a logical outcome.
This must feel like when Sid does this. Actually, you know, yeah, this is exactly what it feels like when Sid does this.
Okay, great.
What did I do?
Nothing.
Just
I just gifted Pondo a copy of Total Warfare. Total War. Hammer. Total War Hammer. Total Warfare is the game we're playing. Total War Hammer is the Total War Warhammer game.
Yeah, there you go.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good. We could even do a co-op campaign. You could do a co-op campaign with a shit ton of people because a lot of people have that game. And dwarves are terrible. Orcs are great. Dwarves are better now, but when dwarves first came out, they were terrible. If someone grudged you and you didn't have a chance to ungrudgify, you were fucked for the entire game. P.S. I was fucked for the entire game. Some guy from the far side of the map raised one of my cities, and I was like, oh, I'll get you back for that. And then I was like, oh shit, he literally came across the whole map to get me, and now I need to kill my way up there. And you know what? That grudge grew until I was at like immense tax rate. All of my cities were burdened with hatred. And I survived. I built my entire empire to counter that grudge. And then I killed my way across the entire world, beat the game, and then stayed in the game. They're like, "Are you sure you want to keep playing?" I was like, yeah, I'm still going to kill that motherfucker. I'm going to kill my way across the north. I'm going to burn every fucking city until I find this guy. He's on the fucking west coast, and I'm on the southeast side of the map. Okay? I fucking set everything on fire, man. He's Seattle, and I was in fucking Tallahassee, Florida. All right? I fucking burned my way across Canada to kill this motherfucker. And I got him. And it was really satisfying in the end. It was so satisfying, I'll never forget it. Anyway, Pondo, what else is going on with you?
That's it.
Yeah. That dwarf campaign, you will feel like a dwarf when you play it. Their hatred will become your hatred.
Fair.
I gotta say, I just want to enumerate the good parts. Like, each faction plays uniquely and in a way that makes sense for them. Like, Undead can instantly reinforce armies by summoning up any people that have been killed recently in the area. So you can just be like, oh, well, you know, like 10,000 people died here recently. I have a fucking ton of undead I can just resummon into my army for no cost. NBD. Orcs. Summon up other orcs. So if you start killing with a large enough orc army, other orcs show up and just kill with you and follow you around. It's called wogging. It's pretty dope. The instant you lose, though, the fucking wog just disappears and you're like, oh, okay. That's it. Okay, game's over.
I've seen, yeah, I've watched some of the WOG stuff as far as the 40K thing. A lot of people get into that, like a little bit too much.
Oh, wogging ain't easy, man.
I'm feeling like we're losing chat with it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're going back. There's a bunch of 40K fans in chat. Warhammer fans, they're there.
Say there, it's like as far as the Battletech and 40K are, they're about 50-50 as far as the Battletech people.
Don't let the Battletech people hear that.
And
don't let the pure Battletech people hear that, okay?
Sorry, pure Battletech people.
It's too late.
He's not sorry.
Yeah, he doesn't seem sorry.
Sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
Got anything else going on, Pondo?
No, that's about it.
SidAlpha.
Yes.
Well, you know, you mentioned that you hadn't had any problems, but now I see that you're like midstream having a fight with someone about mathematics and
it's just some passive aggressive smaller YouTuber. He's unimportant. I would just ignore it.
Well, then you need to do the Jesse Cox thing and literally ignore him and not tweet back at him.
I mean, I am. I don't think he's got the intestinal fortitude to actually go at me. So
intestinal fortitude.
Let
me ask you a question, Sid. What is intestinal fortitude?
Intestinal fortitude. Really?
Yeah. Okay. I'm asking you what intestinal. Can you name one time you've ever been like, oh yeah, my intestines are so fortituded? Okay.
Intestinal fortitude is another way of saying someone doesn't have the guts, as in they don't have.
I'm aware. I'm just asking you.
That's what that is.
Look, man. And all I have to say,
this person is so completely passive aggressive, they don't have any strength of will. They're just smug incompetence that's not worth dealing with.
Sometimes, after eating unusual ingredient pizza, I fail my intestinal fortitude checks. That's all I have to say. I knew I would get a laugh out of Raddosaurus. I didn't know how it would play with the rest of the people. It goes against rule number 2, which is don't make jokes about peeing and pooping, but I knew I would get a Raddosaurus laugh out of that. Sid, you got anything else going on?
You got you're speaking my language.
I mean, I got a bike and to be able to exercise more efficiently, and that was a mistake. At least it's not a mistake, but it feels like a mistake because my body is not thanking me for the abuse that I'm putting it under. And yeah, there was a bunch of marketing events and everything this week, so I was the only authoritative figure at the day job for the entire week. And so basically everyone got the speech of everything you've been doing is wrong. Here's why. And here's how to do it right. And if you don't like that, then take it up with your managers when they get back and I can tell them how they're wrong.
Man, Sid, I thought you were supposed to be a good communicator. I feel like you have some very specific lacking leadership skills.
The I'm summing up a week's several days of conversation into a few seconds there, but I did take time to explain thoroughly. Like, you have to be able to, keep your eye open for keywords and emails. Like when you open up a trouble ticket for someone that says deadline in there, that should maybe have a sense of urgency applied to it, and especially when it's coming from a business owner. It might be a good idea to, not take that in the order in which it was received and let it sit for a day when they have a 4-hour deadline. That would just probably be a good idea to kind of shoot that up the chain a little bit there. Things of that nature. which felt like common sense to me, but common sense is rarely common these days.
Wow, Sid, way to be fucking 1800s version of yourself. I'm gonna put on a fucking bowler cap and suit real quick. Maybe play with your suspenders. Actually. Common sense is really common these days. The Irish, something. We gotta go build a railroad. That's you right now, SidAlpha. That's you.
Things are going well. I actually found out that there was a hint drop from Larian Studios that they might be working on a Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, I'm not excited.
I am.
Okay.
I'm cautiously excited. That's as close to excited as I can get.
I just never played Baldur's Gate 1 or 2, so.
I love those games.
I mean, I played some Neverwinter.
Those 2 games are among my top 10 of all time.
I mean, I played like 10 hours of Neverwinter Nights, and that was 10 hours more than I should have.
Have any of you looked at Mordhau, that new game that came out?
Mordhau? I've
heard that it's like Chivalry, but slightly better. And I heard that from Dave, so.
I never played
Chivalry without the peer-to-peer bullshit that lagged everyone out.
Oh my God, it looks like hot garbage. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's a great game. I'm not going to say it's not. I haven't played it, but it looks terrible. It looks
really
like a mobile game that you swipe your finger on your screen to make the guy swing his sword. Like,
you know what? Fuck you. Right? There are several mobile games that have really good graphics and are excellent. All right.
Well, this looks bad. I don't know.
Don't just say something is a mobile game because you don't like it. All right.
It looks mobile AF.
You have a phone, don't you?
It looks bad.
Take a note if you want to trigger Arthur.
And that might just be my aesthetic preferences, but it looks. It looks like Skyrim, and I don't mean that. I don't mean that bad for Skyrim. Skyrim's a beautiful game.
No, I understand.
The action isn't right. Like you click the mouse, and the guy just walks around sideways, going like this. Yeah. That's what this game looks like.
Weapon in that game?
Do what?
Used a weapon in that game? Dual lightning all the way. That's all you ever need. Just dual lightning and
summon. And that's bow with a fuck ton of poison on it.
Listen, I'm a melee person in every game that I ever play, so. That's ultimately why I didn't put more than about 30 hours into Skyrim, is I got tired of just watching the guy go, oh, God, just how bad it looked and how unfulfilling combat was. That's why I was like, I don't care about this game anymore. I don't understand how people can play it.
We need to get Raddosaurus playing Blade and Sorcery.
I don't know what that is.
Blade and Sorcery is a VR game, and all of your attacks are physics-based. So if your slash is like, you'll hit the other dude's sword, and they'll just be like, are you weak or something? And then stab you and kill you instantly.
Apparently, from what I'm told, that's how Mordhau is. Like, right? Like, whichever way you swipe the mouse is the way
it's just
they
like
swing the
Chivalry.
sword and you block and stuff. So, like, again, Chivalry doesn't mean anything to me because I never played it. But,
really? I thought that was the game you were crazy about for some reason.
I never played it. No, I still play For Honor.
Yeah. For Honor has the exact same system.
Yeah, that's why I don't know anybody
has Mordhau and
anybody has talked to about Mordhau has shat all over For Honor, and I'm like, I mean, okay, that's fine. If we don't have to like the same games. That doesn't mean we have to be mean to each other. Like,
yes, but this shiny bit of pixels is better than your shiny bits of pixels. Therefore, I am a superior human being.
Exactly. My taste is far superior to that of your own.
I see Sid jump from the 1850s to the 1950s.
It's whatever. People can like what they like, but I think the game absolutely has zero interest to me whatsoever.
Okay.
Sorry, y'all mentioned games, so I thought I would just insert myself.
I mean, I want to talk about Death Stranding at some point, but that game fucking weirds me out, man.
I mean. Does anyone even know what the hell that game is? To me, it's just a bunch of pretentious ass trailers at this point.
Well, I mean, that's Hideo Kojima's pretty much selling point.
Kojima, it's gonna be the greatest thing in the world. Yeah.
I mean, my beef is
he's a pretentious fuck.
We're talking a multi-million-dollar endeavor. There's got to be dozens of backers, producers, and executives, and somehow all of them signed off for the bad guys being called homo demons. I feel like at some point, someone should have just raised a flag and been like, maybe we shouldn't call the bad guys homo demons. That might not play so well in the huge portion of the population.
How is traditional games media not all over that shit like white on rice?
Traditional game, Jesus Christ, Sid. You said that, and my intestinal fortitude.
They got offended over the new Call of Duty game. Oh my god!
What are you gonna tell me next? You're
civilians.
Sid's just like traditional games media, mainstream media.
Traditional games media.
I mean, you're the fucking traditional games media now. People been blogging for 20 years.
Not yet. I'm considered new media.
Man, new media is a dude on his phone Snapchatting. Okay.
Well, you're not entirely wrong.
Yeah, I get it. It's supposed to translate to man demons like Homo sapiens. However, the first time I heard it, I was like, why would you call them Homo demons?
Give it time. Give it time. They'll get offended over it. They will. They'll
I'm moderately offended over it. I feel like someone should have just been like, man, this is a stupid fucking name. And it could be interpreted mildly insultingly. Guess what? I'm traditional games media now, SidAlpha. I'm fucking Kotaku up in here. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're not using it to get extra clicks, though.
Is that a thing you can do?
Oh, yeah. Outrage bait. That's been around since media existed.
SidAlpha, I don't want to hear that from you. That's right.
Whatever do you mean, sir?
Nothing. I mean nothing by it, Sid.
Fight.
Yeah, that's what it feels like right now.
Sorry, there was an awkward silence there.
I know. I was trying to like do a stare thing, but it isn't really working.
I was letting the awkward silence drag out.
Yeah, me too. It's fine. Pondo wants to break it up. All right, we're both going to go back to our classrooms now.
Isn't saying fight the opposite of breaking it up?
But it's breaking up the awkward silence.
Like, all right, deal with it. I don't want to deal with it anymore.
You were trying to break up the tension there. Well, where we were trying to let the tension build. We get it. It's okay. We'll buy you a toy later.
I mean, technically, AP.
I want to be really clear here. Pondo is not my child.
That's right. Arthur preemptively bought you a toy just to show that he was best parent.
Best parent is never a title that will be assigned to me in my entire life. I could be Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire and still not be best parent. Actually, I have to tell you, having rewatched that movie recently, he's not best parent, so I shouldn't have gone with that example.
No, it really wasn't.
That was a bad one, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got anything else we want to cover?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm imagining an hour-long SidAlpha video explaining Death Stranding to me. Can't wait for November 10th.
I probably won't even buy the game, to be honest.
I know you won't. You know why? Because it's console exclusive, motherfucker.
Oh, well then.
There it is.
I don't even care. Wait, is it on Xbox?
No, it's on PlayStation.
Oh, well, I fucking don't care. Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not even a little bit. It's on Xbox. It'll probably come to the Microsoft store, but no. It's PlayStation. I don't care. I might pick it up when there's a good PS4 emulator.
All right, let's kick the show off before I fall asleep, or just stare at SidAlpha really hard. One of the two of those could happen. Previously on this show, all of your mechs have been loaded up on an undersea submarine, which is now traveling to a battle zone. You are headed to Foundation Industrial Works on another continent, a factory complex that has, to your knowledge, remained outside of clan influence by having all of its workers and most of its assembled defense forces continuously fight inch for inch. The first scene, Ronan, you've been called to the principal's office. You didn't react to that, so I'm waiting until you...
I react to it.
Okay. The Countess has invited you to the captain's ready room.
We're still underwater? We have not arrived yet? Okay.
So, just to explain, this thing is like a really long tubular submarine. It's a former drone carrier insofar as it used to be full of like fire suppression, surveillance, weather satellite, electronic intercept drones. But when the clan jamming hit, all of the drones were knocked out of the sky. And so now its bays are empty and they've been stuffed full of Battlemechs.
Is it like in that show Sequest? Anybody remember Sequest?
I haven't seen Sequest, so
no. Okay.
Really? I used to love that show. That had what's his name from the Neverending Story in it.
That was really descriptive because there were a lot of people in Neverending Story.
Well, he was like the main character, the main guy, not in the first Neverending
Giant dog, flying monster.
No, not Falcor.
Sorry. Okay. What does this bridge look like when I show up? And the
it's not the bridge; it's the ready room. But yeah,
the ready room.
It's pretty small. In fact, it doesn't look like there's enough space for more than like 4 people in here.
Okay.
There's
Jonathan
one of those.
Brandis,
it's one of those perfectly shaped glass. What do you call them? Things that smokers put their ashtray.
Okay.
Set in the center of the table, and the Countess is just like looking at it when you open the door, and then acknowledges you briefly and goes back to staring at it, and then gestures for you to take a seat.
I do so. Is Black Rabbit with me? Are we together?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can be together with her, but she was not invited to this meeting.
It was just me? I misheard you then. I'm sorry.
Just you.
Yep, show up, sit down.
What should I be calling you, Sergeant?
I mean, I've never been anything other than what I've said I am, ma'am. The person I used to be doesn't exist anymore, and that's fully on purpose. That's not a deception from me to you. That's my identity.
I think that the Federated Commonwealth's border agents might have something to say to you about that. But I will, if you remain in my employ, which is in the air at the moment, work on getting you a fully fleshed identity. I don't know if it's been made clear to you, but this unit has close ties with the Lyran Intelligence Network. We are a gray unit. But that may not matter for you. You have entered employment under false pretenses. You've served somewhat admirably, some would say. You have a fairly good kill rate, and you've killed for me, which I take quite personally. However, you have shot at several of my officers.
Just one. To be fair.
My report here says that you shot at 2 of them. One of them was on the other side of a piece of glass.
Noted.
Yes, it has been noted in the base computers. That's why it's here in this report. Molly?
It's like it's Harridan's report, and in parentheses, to be fair, I did make her retrieve the bullets.
This unit, I think you might be slightly misinformed about it. Yes, I wear a piratical uniform, and we do have a reputation for flamboyance, but that's intentional. in order to be a mercenary company, you need to be both competent and sell yourself. We need a unique identity, but I am an aerospace officer first and foremost, and that requires a sense of straightforwardness. Something I find lacking from you in what I can only assume is a extremely deceptive undertaking. If my reports here are correct, we're not the first mercenary unit you've infiltrated in this way. We're simply the last on your list. Is that correct?
Well, I suppose it's a matter of perspective, ma'am. You can call it infiltrated. I would just call it employed. Do I have goals and aspirations beyond simple employment? Yes, I do. I have an agenda that is both separate and related to my employment choices. But nowhere have I been, under no mercenary unit have I served, that can you call and not get a glowing review of my performance?
We did.
At those units.
Yes.
And that I would hope that that would be a reflection of my commitment to professionalism beyond my other personal aspirations and goals, which is to find a person or persons of interest to me. Now, I didn't hack anything. I didn't steal any information. I didn't lie. I told people who I am. I sought employment. And if you want to play the game of words and just talk about the philosophy between not telling the whole truth and lies and where that fine line is drawn or what's a gray area and what's not a gray area, which I'm sure you've operated in many times, and sure, we can have that philosophical discussion. But I think that's separate from being maliciously deceitful. Now, that being said, I do fully admit that if I were to find the person responsible for my personal tragedy, then I would go above and beyond to deliver justice in my own personal way to that person or persons. I will not deny that to you sitting here in your office. And I still stand by that personal tenet.
I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, Molly.
That's good, because the only people who have ended up dead, ma'am, and I don't think I would want that fate to befall you.
That's very touching.
You seem a straightforward person.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you're a good person or a bad person. Just a straightforward one, which I can respect in its own right.
Then there's something you need to realize, Molly. You have a decision to make going forward. As long as you continue to operate as an employee of this company, you will continue to be an employee of this company. For now. And if at any point you should find that objectionable, we'll talk. If you want to take revenge on whomever you believe to be responsible for your personal tragedy, as you put it, you'll do so on your own time, out of uniform, without any identifying marks, and without company equipment. And no one here is going to know about it, because that's how we do things, professionally.
Understood.
And if at any point you break any part of what I've just said, then you will find yourself facing not just my justice, but the justice of whatever corporation or government we currently find ourselves in bonded to as mercenaries. And I assure you, while you think you're very good at getting revenge, that the Federated Commonwealth, the Draconis Combine, the Free Worlds League, they're much, much better at getting revenge because they've been doing it for a very long time.
I think we understand each other perfectly clear, ma'am.
Great. Then you are now part of the long-standing list of people employed in my unit who've added themselves to my shit list, and with any luck in the future, you'll find yourself not in a jail cell, which again would put you in good company in this unit.
I look forward to carrying on the long-standing traditions of the unit.
Fantastic. You're dismissed.
She stands up sharply and gives a salute and sees herself out of the room.
So we cut to...
The real question is Harridan and Bandito on the top of that list?
I mean, what I heard is the commander just give her permission to murder Bandito. That's what I heard.
That is not even close to what she said.
She just said, don't wear a uniform.
And don't use a company mech.
Yeah, don't let it show up on my desk. Yes, ma'am. No problem.
Yeah, I assure you that if Bandito dies, a report will show up on her desk.
Not one with Molly's name on it.
You better hope not.
Dead body found, mysteriously.
There's going to be a second report shortly after that about how Molly was discovered.
Suspected.
Natural causes floating down a river.
Yeah, probably.
Natural causes. She had 45 gunshot wounds.
She had been found to have choked herself to death.
She fell down some stairs
onto some bullets. What was that movie? Mystery Men. She was like, "Man, my father fell down an elevator shaft onto some bullets."
Yeah, I love that movie.
I can only turn invisible when nobody's looking.
He's terribly mysterious.
We cut back to the mech bay, which is rather crowded. You have several new members with you who we've never met on screen before. The Reserve Lance members, including Athena, Dragoon, Quagmire, and Hard Rock. And they all are watching a Solaris 7 mech battle, and you can hear the announcer speaking in accented Spanish, and then a second announcer translating for him, and it's just like, there it is, his patented elbow hatchet throw. He just took his whole arm off and threw it at the enemy. El Guapo, once again, standing as District 7 champion.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Several of the crew members of the submarine carrier all are like watching, and they're cheering on El Guapo. There are bets being passed around, even though this is a recording. No one has seen it before. So.
I was gonna say, is this the first?
Is it Duncan Fisher coming?
No, it's not Duncan Fisher. I'm Duncan Fisher. No, there's no Duncan Fisher. Yeah. What is the rest of the unit doing during your time in this undersea carrier? The only basic maintenance left to do is that all of your mechs are being painted black with silver trim, except for Black Rabbits, which no one wants to touch because Black Rabbit seems to be incredibly defensive.
Yeah, she gets special dispensation.
It's just straight black. There is no silver trim.
There's a bunny skull painted on it.
Okay, that makes it better.
She's probably touching it up right now.
I think Bandito will probably go talk to Harridan privately in a soundproof room where no sounds can come out.
In a submarine, that's a lot of rooms, so. Yeah, the two of you find yourself in a ammunition locker on one of the lower decks next to the engine room. So there's lots of whoop, 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 whoop noises.
Well, this is rather conspiratorial.
There's a reason for that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. You know that stuff that Rapier's been saying about me? The space magic and whatnot? You have been... Okay, he may have been just been whispering at me.
It's me.
Oh, okay. Well, he must have been keeping to himself. Anyway, well, truth is, some weird stuff did happen, and I may or may not have killed Kenneth Cross myself.
Bum, bum, bum.
I know it sounds bizarre.
It sounds impossible. Are you feeling?
I can show you the gun footage.
Do you have a concussion?
You actually don't have the gun footage. You deleted it.
Oh, that's right. Well,
but doesn't Rapier have it?
Yes.
Or okay, Rapier.
It's not like Rapier gave it back to him.
Right. Okay.
Well, I'll have to get to the gun footage from Rapier later and show you. But it's. I promise you, I did shoot his mech with my Gauss rifles and PPCs, and then incinerate him with some medium lasers.
Are you sure you're not concussed? I was there in that fight, Bandito. You wouldn't know.
Well, it kind of happened not in that fight, but in an alternate dimension where I met a robot man and a witch girl who managed to lock me out of... Who the robot man locked me out of my mech at first, but the witch girl overrided it somehow with some mumbo jumbo.
Looking around.
Yeah.
He's looking for like open pill bottles or like.
So a robot man and a witch girl.
Checking to see if he smells burning toast.
There's these weird things with like big old eyes called, I think, beholders. I don't necessarily know. There's a man who is also a dragon. You're not following this at all, are you, sir? You don't. Okay.
My apologies, Bandito, but you do realize how insane you sound right now, yes?
Yeah. No, I understand.
Okay. While I understand you had a deep-seated need to be able to concoct some fantasy to make sure that you were the one that killed Kenneth Cross, you should be very careful with those words. We do have a Lance member who would mercilessly slaughter that person. You realize this, yes?
Yeah.
In
all right, how about
probably
this?
a not so pleasant fashion.
Just keep that in mind. And when we get back to Rapier, I'll have him show you the footage. And I'll go back into explaining this. I actually explained this all to him, but he was too drunk at the time to probably recall it.
That's not a surprise, but Ben, I understand you've been under a lot of stress lately.
I've been fine. What are you talking about?
It's been a lot to take in. Everyone's been dealing with an exceptional amount. So why don't you go get some rest? I think
I'm perfectly fine.
That's not a request, Bandito.
What?
Time off. I think you need some time off. I think you need a break before we go back into the fray.
I have no idea what you're okay. Sure. I'll go ahead and take your break that you asked.
Very well. Thank you.
Can't believe a man doesn't believe me. We got on a different dimension, kill some.
Check in with the doctor on your way through it. Maybe they can give you something.
I don't know if I want a doctor to explain to me in the most straightforward way that I'm mentally insane. Which I'm not. Okay.
No, I wasn't going to put a label on it.
You know what, sir? Just forget the conversation. We'll talk about it later.
Never mind. I was just kidding. Ha 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 ha.
Right. Well, run along now and get that rest, and I will get back to work then. I want you to promise me that you won't breathe a word of what you said here to anyone else.
I will not. I've kept it a good promise for a while. Probably a few months now.
I want you to, I cannot stress this enough that your life.
I get it. If I say a word, then Mr. Ronan's going to come after and try to shoot me. I understand.
You'd be lucky if that's all she does.
No, I feel like she would just shoot me.
I don't think you quite understand the levels of pent-up vengeance that are running around inside that head of hers.
Sir? You're talking to me here.
Yes, well. Yes. Right. Well, then
I'm in fact probably the only other person here that knows this level of pent-up vengeance that would go across the galaxy just to kill one person. Or people. And I have not made it.
Was stressed well enough. Yeah.
I've been more than open about it.
That's what I'm worried about.
All right, I'm going to go run simulations in my mech or something. I'll see you later. I'll get you
whatever you can do to ease the stress, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
I think Mania just heads out.
Yes. It's like as soon as he part ways, he like Harridan pulls out his communicator and texts Crystal off. I think Bandito might be cracking a little bit more than usual.
There's no reply.
Thought you should know.
Probably doesn't receive it because we're also still jammed, aren't we?
Well, you're within a submarine, so
internal Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Clan jamming's weird.
So, yeah, I'll after that scare. Great, my lance mate's losing his damn mind.
Could I try to recover the gun footage?
Well, you deleted it to the best of your ability.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Probably been overwritten a few times.
And actually, the base's computers are then re-wiped by the clans, so no, you cannot recover it. You could try to steal it from Rapier, but he isn't present because he's back at the base.
Right, that's a later thing. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna need a Mission Impossible steal the USB dongle off of him.
I could just ask and was like, hey, can I have that back?
Pretty sure you'd just say no, and I think you know that he's gonna say no. He's out to prove that you're a space wizard.
Yeah, I thought I saved it on my phone, but I guess it didn't.
So after that disconcerting interaction, I'll go check in on Molly.
What would she do after meeting with the commander? I think that puts her at ease a little bit. She hasn't zeroed in on exactly what her future is, but I think, I mean, what time frame are we looking at here? How long have we been on this boat? How long has it been since?
Over a day.
So would you say it's been a few days since the Countess returned to us?
Yeah,
on a helicopter.
Been about a day and a half.
Okay, so it's been a little bit of time. She's probably pulled herself together enough to return to, I guess, the mundane duties. Like maybe she's probably with her mech, with the new Mad Cat going over stuff. Probably crawled out on one of its arms. With one of it, yeah. Maybe she's with the Black Rabbit and they're painting her mech. I don't know. Giving it a new sick crow's black paint job.
Go away, Pondo. Get your fucking hand out of my area, okay? I see you creeping around. Get the fuck out of it, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. My cursor was off screen. I wasn't even looking at that.
All right. Sure. I'll buy that.
So I want to ask Arthur, did Kenneth Cross, what was like, did he have any kind of iconography? Like, did he have like a coat of arms, perhaps, or like a seal or something like of his school?
Something very close to the American flag, but very Texas themed.
Okay.
I thought it was Excalibur Ascending.
Yeah, Excalibur Ascending was the name of his atlas, right? But it had like Evil Knievel paint job.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
red, white, and blue with
Maybe
lots of
like
stars in a line.
Maybe like a golden sword with a couple of flags on either side and then circle.
No.
So what I want to do then is so I have commissioned Black Rabbit to help me paint this Mad Cat. And I think that's probably what she's been working on for the last couple of days. I would like to have a marrying up of both Kenneth Cross's coat of arms and the Crow's black badge.
So the one thing that most of the Kenneth Cross mercenary unit mechs all had was some form of sword down their arm.
Yeah, so I was going to say that separately. Definitely both arms have a sword that travels from elbow to muzzle down the length.
And that's perfect for Mad Cats because they got that boxy ass fucking forearm.
Yep. And then on the sides, up where it has its missile racks, they have like if Kenneth Cross has like kind of a star with like some stripes behind it, and then within the star, painted in the negative, so it's like a white star with like a black crow inside the star with like wings out on either side of the missile box on its shoulders.
Broadsword.
Yeah.
Sure. Black Rabbit. I'd just like you to make a dice roll real quick using your artistry skill. And
Okie dokie.
So she gets like a 40. And
I don't think that's even
Oh,
close.
don't jinx it. I got a 14.
Okay, yeah. You perfectly paint
Pretty
whatever
bitchy.
it is that is wanted. No problem.
Yeah, the Mad Cat's toes have like big talons on them.
Sick.
So when Harridan finds her, I guess she's probably there, suspended from a rig, like painting the bottom of an arm or something. She's doing like the flat colors. Black Rabbit is doing like all the icons and like all the artistic part. She's painting the gray where the gray is supposed to go and the black is where the black is supposed to go. Basically just following Black Rabbit's instructions. So that's what she's doing probably when you find her.
Doing a paint by numbers on the mech.
Yes, very much. Yeah. She's got a piece of paper that's like, it has the colored numbers there that Black Rabbit has given her.
just kind of walk up, looking up at the mech. Solson, thought I'd check in and see how you were doing.
Doing fine, sir. Better than ever. She says somewhat sarcastically.
Yes, well, stressful couple of days, so thought I'd make sure that you were acclimating appropriately.
She'll kind of like set her paintbrush on a ledge or a surface that's there to set it on and rappel down because she's hanging from a harness painting like the bottom of the arm. So she'll rappel down to where he's at to get in front of him to kind of, I guess, have an actual conversation with him so he's not yelling up at a Mad Cat armpit. She's like, it's been a challenge, sir, but I'm fully mission capable. Is there anything you need?
Nothing specifically. I was just more concerned about you. It's like I said, it was a bit of a stressful interlude there, and I can understand how that could leave a person a bit out of sorts.
Well, I appreciate your concern, sir. I mean, if you're asking if there's anything you can do to help, I would say keep people away from me who are going to threaten me with torture and make fun of me after they have intentionally irritated me.
That's not exactly an easy task in this unit.
Well, I'm growing to learn that is the case. But other than that, other than being intentionally antagonized, I'm keeping busy. That's the key.
Have you given any thoughts as to your future once all this is over?
That's about 2 steps farther than I'm prepared to look right now at this point, to be honest with you. I have some ideas, but none of them are developed enough for me to be ready to share them with you just yet. I think for me personally, and probably for all of us, the best course of action is to focus on one day at a time.
It's quite responsible of you. I do hope you'll consider sticking around, though.
Well, I haven't gotten this far without being anything other than pragmatic, sir. So if that's certainly an option on the table. It's not the only option, though. I won't lie to you.
By no means, it's certainly not the only option. You're extremely skilled, and you'd be useful. You'd be an asset to anyone. But like I said, I do hope you consider sticking around. I wouldn't have willingly put my life on the line just to be able to hold a conversation and hopefully talk someone off the ledge. You're an asset. You're invaluable to this unit, and I'd hate to lose you over something like that.
I appreciate that, sir. I've made some friends here, and she kind of head nods towards Black Rabbit.
I've made one friend here, really.
I've made some friend here, and I mean, I can foresee a future here, but I just don't know. I can't commit to that decision just yet. I still have a lot of unanswered questions.
Not asking you to commit to anything yet. Just making sure that you know that you'd be more than welcome here if you decided to stay.
Thank you, sir.
Well then, you two seem to be doing an admirable job. I'll leave you to it.
Appreciate it. And she'll begin the slow process of ascending the rope back to where she was.
He's like tempted to just wait for her to climb all the way back up and then turn on, oh, one more thing.
Yeah. Then he gets a bucket of paint dropped on him. Oh, oops.
Anything else you guys want to do? All right, then. I think we'll take our break a little early, and when we come back, we'll set up the battlefield. So we'll be back in about 8 to 9 minutes. For you people on YouTube, it'll be instant, so, whatever. We'll be back shortly. Stick around.